been a crazy week for Adidas and Fear of God. Very controversial, and I want to dig in a little bit into this release right here, the Fear of God Athletics 1 basketball. You know, from the first moments I saw pictures of this shoe, I was excited. I was really looking forward to having these in hand, and you know, I didn't know when these were going to drop, and these ended up coming out December 3rd. Price tag was $250. And I have the carbon colorway, and then I have the carbon sesame colorway on the way. So, you know, want to talk a little bit about what I think about the shoe, just some of the things that I'm hearing about the shoe and the release in general, you know, kind of unpack those things here. So first thing, talk about the shoe. If you guys haven't seen, I have a couple of shorts where I unbox the shoe and I'm trying them on. So I won't do any of that here in terms of the fit and finish, but I will tell you, first thing off the bat is this is a very narrow shoe. The funny thing is I got a pair true to size, and I got the other pair, the the carbon sesame, a half size up, just so I can do a comparison. Now with these 12s, true size 12, which I am, these fit really good lengthwise, but from a width standpoint, they're pretty snug, really tight. I didn't get a chance to do a long wear with these, wore them around the house and whatnot, and I could feel it. I could feel a little bit of that pressure on the top of my forefoot. So, you know, that half size recommendation is definitely something you want to consider, unless you have like a super narrow foot, or if you like that super tight fit. I don't know if that's a fit you can really hoop in as these were intended to be, but you know, they still felt good. Like I said, from a length standpoint, it didn't touch all the way, but from a width, yeah, they're pretty tight. Aesthetically, these shoes look incredible. I love the shape of the shoe. I like the midsole. I like the upper. You know, I like the neoprene on the top. You know, I like the lacing system. You know, the lace lock. I love that matte black finish. Like, the details on this shoe are really nice. I like the stamp on the back of the shoe, of course. You know, you have the 3 stripes here with that lockdown system. And surprisingly, these were not too difficult to get in and out of, unlike the Nike Fear of Gods, which were horrendous for me to put on and take off. And it ended up with me selling both pairs that I've had. I had the oatmeal, and then I had the, I don't know if it was sail or white. I can't remember what that colorway actually was, but both of them were gone. I couldn't do it. I still have a couple of pair of the Nike Fear of Gods, but not the Fear of God ones. I don't have any of those, but these are solid. When I put them on, I was pleased with how easy they were to put on and take off. Not too difficult at all. A little tight, of course, because it's got that boot finish. It doesn't have necessarily like an open lacing with the tongue. So, you know, of course, it's going to be a little bit more difficult than that, but still not tremendously difficult. On feet, I think they looked really good to me. I had a pair of joggers on, and, you know, they look fine. I am considering actually picking up a pair of the Fear of God Adidas sweatpants. I don't know if I want to go with the heavy fleece or if I want to go with the suede fleece version, and, you know, kind of deciding back and forth. That price tag is crazy, of course, $200 for the heavy fleece, $280 for the suede fleece. So, you know, post a comment below if you own one of the two, which ones you like better. I like the look of the extra relaxed fit on the heavy fleece, but I like the stripes with the contrasting stripes on the black for the suede fleece. So kind of torn between those two there. And I was actually not even considering buying any of the apparel, just because the price tag is just stupid. And I think that's another thing that people are talking about right now, is just like the price. If you know Fear of God, you know their higher end Fear of God line is on the pricier side, of course. And then you have the Fear of God Essentials. I don't know what people were expecting, if they were expecting it to be more on the Fear of God Essentials side, but this is considered a premium line, a luxury line. And that's what they delivered. And the shoes at $250 is not surprising to me. I mean, we just paid $230 for a pair of Jordan 11s. And then, you paid another $230 for the Year 5s. And, we can go on and on about pricing. So, people pick and choose what we complain about in terms of price. But at the end of the day, it's all relative. And for a new silhouette, I think that this is fine. Now, Jerry Lorenzo's comments about this should be a $1,000 shoe. I have no opinions about that. I don't know all the work that went into the R&D, to the development of this shoe. I mean, we just know that it took 3 years to get to this point. And so I'm going to support the brand because I'm a fan of Fear of God. I like the ethos. I like the way he approaches luxury, and I like his attention to detail. And the unboxing experience with this shoe is incredible. Just like the Fear of God ones on the Nike side of things, you had a similar unboxing experience, which I thoroughly enjoyed. It did take forever, but those are just some of those things, man. But I can tell you, I'm not disappointed in this shoe at all. I like this shoe a lot. There's a lot of people who are either they like them or they hate them. And, I'm getting a lot of that feedback in some of my videos that I've posted with the unboxing and the on foot. But with that being said, please share your thoughts. Let me know what you think of the Fear of God Athletics release. I'm excited to see what they come out with in the future. We've already got glimpses of some of their future sneaker releases. Overall, I think this is a good shoe. Doesn't crack my top 10 of the year, but I'm not disappointed. I'm pleasantly surprised. Now, because these didn't sell out, a lot of people are probably like, oh, these are bricks, or, these are trash or whatever. But why are we buying sneakers for resale value? And it's been touched on in a couple of other videos as well, so I won't harp on it, but like, come on, like where are we at in sneakers where the only reason why they're on your feet is because they hold resale value? Like that's not why I got into sneakers in the first place. For me, it was more of a nostalgic thing. It shifted into being an appreciation towards, brands and, certain technology and things like that. So, for these to be what they are, this is a huge win for the culture. When you think about fashion, you think about shoe brands, like this is big. I'll say this. I don't own a pair of Yeezys, so I'm not Adidas biased or against them at all. I don't have a pair of Yeezys in my closet. I refuse to wear. I didn't like this shoe. The 350s, not a fan. Wasn't a fan of those at all. Any colorway, any version, it didn't matter to me. I just couldn't do it. I was not a fan of them. And I bought a couple pairs for my son. He rocks them. That's what it is with them kids these days. But, for me, I just couldn't do it. And it wasn't anything against Adidas. It's just, I thought it was an ugly shoe. And people talk about the Boost being the most incredible thing. And, it was short-lived for me. I had a couple of pairs of shoes. I had a couple of pairs of Ultra Boosts, and, they didn't last that long to me. They felt like after they wore, like it was an uncomfortable walk or something to walk in. And, so I was off it. I have a couple of pairs of other Adidas and stuff like that. But, for the most part, like I said, I don't hold any bias towards the brand or against the brand. I really wanted to see what Fear of God had to offer with this collaboration. And it was a good first release. Now, down the line, we'll see if prices change, maybe not, considering what Fear of God is and what it stands for. And people need to be able to understand that. Either you consume it or you don't, and move right along. Like, if you want the shoe and can't afford that, then say it. But if you don't like the shoe and you can afford it and it's not a problem, the money's not the issue, then you can state your opinion and go about your day. But don't people are bashing people because they like the shoe, or, whatever the case may be. But I'm a fan of the shoe. I like the shoe. I can afford the shoe. Therefore, it is in my collection. So that's my thoughts. That's how I feel about this release. A good, solid shoe. Post your comment below. Let me know what you think about the Fear of God Athletics One basketball shoe. Do you like the carbon colorway more? Or do you like the carbon sesame colorway? Or are you looking for that white pair that's set to drop? Or do you like one of the other sneakers that they dropped on the first release? And are you into the apparel? Like, did you scoop anything? And what did you like most? And please share your thoughts, because this is going to be a conversation for just a little bit longer, of course. But, you know, as of right now, like I said, these are a go for me. I really like this shoe. They look really good. And looking forward to, you know, throwing them on and wearing them around. So there you have it. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. As we end up the year, you know, I'm building up a little bit more content. So I'm trying to be a little bit more consistent with it. You know, I've been out of the sneaker scene for a little while, so please forgive me. But there are things that are coming down the pipeline in 2024. So make sure you stay tuned. And as always, until the next time, I'll catch you guys later. Y'all be easy. Peace.